off there, Martin.
It's the boomerang fish. Oh, guaranteed fresh. Tony fish away.
Hey, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh, my God!
Santa here? I know him. I know him.
So don't let this affect your performance in any way.
Oh, no. Performance?
Yes, your performance. You know, the,
Performance like sexual? Excuse me?
Willie.
Are you saying there's something wrong with my gear? Is that what you're saying to me?
I'm sorry, your gear?
Willie.
My fuck stick.
Hey, Willie. Take a seat. You know how your blood sugar is.
He's not going to say stick in front of the children, is he?
No, no, no. It's a joke. An adult joke. For us, adults.
Each bell would peal with a silvery zeal as the holiday feeling was filling us. But now instead all we're feeling is dread because Christmas time is killing us.
Blimey, you know they get bigger every year.
Don't be so personal.
I was referring to the crackers. I wonder what I've got in mind.
You mustn't pull it till after the pud.
Clear the whole world. Whole world clear. And they lived happily ever after.
Yes, indeed, Nathan. Yes, indeed. Put a little love in your heart. I think that is the central message of Christmas. Put a little love in your heart. Don't be a miserable cunt for once. Yeah, I mean, listen, unless it's how you express love by being a miserable cunt. But you know, let's be nice to one another. Again, it's kind of why I like Christmas. I'll still tell you. I was sitting here. I'm very tired. We're in for a short show. I'm telling you now. I always say that, but I really, really super double mean it this week today. Right, we're in for a short show. I am knackered. I do Dan's show after, and I really want to do it because I'm talking about the Superman trailer, and I love that Superman trailer. Oh, Crypto, so good. It was just so good. I'm still kind of like bubbling from it. It was really, really, really great. So I oh, 1 second. I don't know if you're still here, Mini Tom. The show's been woke since 1968. No, mate. It's been classically liberal, right? It's been woke since 2017. Ever since it went shit, right? It's always been classically liberal. But like, Tom Baker's Doctor would look on it in horror at what it's become now, right? I'm saying not Tom Baker the person, his character, the Doctor, right? Hartnell's Doctor. Can you imagine Hartnell's Doctor looking at the show like, this is disgusting, right? I mean, like, there was like a real moral clarity, and that you think it's been woke is, I think, indicative of what's going on. I have to say, it's incredible. I was watching that. Did I get rid of that clip? There was this kid who was on Tim Pool, right, who was just spouting essentially fascism. Okay, this is the way. I think this is the way like leftism really works, right? And I'm practical. Can I find that? Did I delete it? Oh, if I didn't, I might have saved this in my garbage can because I just want to show this kid that. I like he's brave that he went on, right, and he fought his corner, right. No, never mind. Anyway. It's really fascinating when you look at the conditioning of it. And you know what? Can I find? No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Getting a clip. We'll talk about outside. So it's really genuinely fascinating because he was saying, for example, the political violence is a right-wing thing. Left-wing people don't do that at all. So people like you and me look and go, "Are you out of your mind? Look at all the insane amounts of left-wing political violence gone on over the last 8 years." like Sum of Love, you know, or the like you know, anytime the left, you know, Chaz Chop, you know, how many billions of dollars was of damage was done in the Black Lives Matter riots, right? May 29th, the president forced into a bunker and they burned down a building next to this historic church, I believe. I thought it was the historic church, but I think they burned down a building next to it. It's like for me, it's so they say this to him, like, what? Well, can you give an examples of right-wing violence? I have a study, right? It's a study from. It basically boils down to four academic studies, none of which we really believe the veracity of it. But the study says this. You're just looking at, so whenever they bring up any individual examples, well, what about this one here and this and this? Look, these are just random individual examples. The overwhelming data that the academics have told us what's going on, right? It's the way it is. Like, so here's what's happening, right? It's really fascinating. We all have our own personal prejudices in the world on what the world is and how the world works, right? We all have the prejudice about that. You know, and our worldview, and I think we all constantly look for confirmation of those prejudices of those you know, of that worldview, so like this kid is worldview of the right wing's the violent one, the left wings are just fighting for peace, right? They're the aberrations, right? When they're ever any left wing, it's just that's that, but it's mainly mostly peaceful, right? It's so essentially what's going on is this. This is a model that I think they've instilled in these kids, so they will brush off things that destroy their argument, like, oh, these are individual examples. We've still got the study says this, right? So the problem is this: what if the study's wrong? What if the study is deliberately wrong? See, I think these things are there. Yeah. He said, look, the facts are this. I said, well, and everybody says, well, this doesn't match our lived experience, right? The facts are the right wing's a violent one, and everybody says, well, no, that doesn't match our lived experience, right? Our lived experience is, much left wing. But I forgot to put the paper chain down on the time. I'll do it when I get up at some point. And he didn't put the facts out, right? And so he found a way of blowing off every individual thing that destroys his argument, and having this thing that for him it's settled science, right? It's and he can't understand the why you don't accept the science, right? Why don't you accept the studies that right-wing violence is right-wing violence? Is much more prevalent, right? So, Mini Tom, if you're still here, I'd love to have you on my channel. I doubt that you made that comment at 5:30. It's always been working since 1960. No, it hasn't. If a bloke walked on to William Hartnell's TARDIS dressed in Susan's clothes, you can bet they'll be dropped off at the planetary asylum, wherever they go, right? No, Mini Tom, no, I'm very sorry. Anyway, good morning. I hope you're all doing well. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm not like doing the Dan show, right? Oh, so I don't get to bed till like 1 after that, and then I normally wake up. My wife gets up at 5:20, right? So if I want to pee, that's my deadline. So I woke up at like 10 to 5. Went to pee, and I think I got about another hour's worth of sleep when I went back to bed. But basically, I get like 4.5 hours sleep, and I'm cream crackered, right? I'm just absolutely good. But there's so many things I want to get. It's amazing how it was. I think the article we're going to read tonight essentially says no. The show addresses Mini Tom's actual point, right? It's really fascinating. Here. It said if you show Mini Tom, there you go. Hello, Mini Tom. Well, maybe you look like you could be full-size Tom one day. You give it a go, mate. Anyway, I digress. So we're going to be looking at that. What else are we going to look at? Let's have a look at the thumbnail. Oh, man, I got to show you what's coming up. This is fun. Oh, caramba. Yeah, no, I am tired. Okay, every time I go, oh, no, really, I'm tired. Billy, may I say, you look very Christmassy, right? Really Christmassy. Let me show you why it's the most wonderful time of the year. The deep thoughts of Stephen Moffat. What does the modern era's greatest writer? I think he is that. I mean, Toby Whithouse is also a great writer, but he's written over 50 episodes, right? He is I mean, like, and also I think his track record is strong. Okay, you know what? Let's have a quick look at the was it Stephen Moffat episode? I looked at it yesterday on the Wikipedia, but you know, episodes Doctor Who. But we did do like an evaluation of here. Where are they? Doctor Who. Oh, here we go. Fine. Let's just go. I mean, again, this is not going to be like, you know, in depth. 1 second. Is he the greatest modern era's greatest writer? I'm thinking maybe. Right? Let's have a quick look. So we have Empty House Doctor Dances. Well, I think probably one of the best stories of the Ninth Doctor's era, right? That's the one where Chris Eccleston worked out was doing. Go on the final praise. Better than it's not as good as you remember it. Basically, it's 30 minutes of brilliant and really interesting new stuff you've never seen before. And then 10 minutes of padding at the end, right? Essentially. Silence Alive Before the Dead. Yeah, no, I think that's all-time great Doctor Who. I think both Empty Title Doctor Answers and Silence Alive Before the Dead, and Blink as well, really are Robert Holmesian level, right? He did the Matt Smith scene at the end of Time. Then the 11th Hour. The 11th Hour is the best debut story for a Doctor ever. It's better than any other one. It's better than any Capaldi's one. It's better than what's it called again? David Tennant one. Yeah, no, but it is brilliant, right? It's a really great story that really sets up a great Doctor. Beast Below is a bit weaker, but I think the weakness of Beast Below is not the script; it's in the production, right? The production didn't really work. You got those weird, like, you know, tentacle things inside the, inside the city of London or whatever it is, and it's nearly there, right? It's nearly there. I think it could have used a good few more drafts, right, or a few less drafts maybe to get the Beast Below. It's not bad. I'm not going to say it's bad, but like, he's got a pretty good pedigree himself. Time of the Angels, Flesh and Stone, fucking awesome. Oh my god, one of the greatest openings ever. All right, with we should have a quick look. I mean, it's the you might want to find something to hold on to. Let me see that. I mean, that really is one of the greatest Doctor Who openings of all time. Where is it? Let's find this. Ding. Doctor Who. 11th Doctor. Series 5. Time of the Angels. This opening's fabulous. All right, fine. So we'll do the River songs already broken out. But yeah, look, again, this is just really excellent TV. Forget Doctor Who.
She's here.
She can walk well in heels, can Alex King. I'm sorry, knowing how to be sexy is a genuine skill. And she's not like, a ravishing beauty, but she knows how to be sexy, right? But this is awesome. Yeah, basically setting up, leaving a message for the Doctor. Yeah, I'll say this. But yeah, there's this kinetic rush. Right. I think this is one of the great. Yeah, right here.
This ship won't reach its destination.
Wait till she runs. Don't make it look like an execution.
775/349 by 10. 012/Acorn. Oh, and I could do with an air corridor. What was that? What did she say?
I get really. I can't think of another era that really did this daring do as well as Matt Smith's era, right? I mean, I think Patrick Troughton could have done it if they had this technology then.
Ordinance.
Like I said on the dance floor, you might want to find something to hang on to.
I the confidence in this is breathtaking. I'm sorry, doesn't this look better than what they have today? I mean, maybe it's better just because it is better, but like the production of it, it's not worth it. This is better. I love this. Why isn't this good enough? I don't understand. Like, why do anything like into the production of it anything better than this?
Doctor?
River? Follow that ship.
Oh, great teaser. Great teaser. And I love how Matt Smith's Doctor is very, very dishy and very asexual and not realizing he's very dishy, right? So I think I might be on something. Pandora Grows Big Bang, yes. Christmas Carol, best Christmas special ever. Impossible Astronaut, Day of the Moon. Now this season didn't end, wasn't as perfect as the first season, but Day of Astronaut, Impossible Astronaut, Day of the Moon, fucking awesome. Again, all-time classics. I really find these like to be all-time classics. Good Man Goes to War, not as good as you think it is, right? Sadly. Let's Go Hitler. Good Man Goes to War is better. Let's Go Hitler is just a bit, what? It's a bit bonkers. When in the River song, I actually kind of liked, right? Dr. William Wardrobe it just seems to be like he needs a bit of a break. The Sherlock seems to overwhelming him. Then he's back the next season with like these one-off like these each story is a one-off, which I really quite like the change of form. So I like to sign them with the Daleks. I like the Angels Take Manhattan, right? I think they're both pretty darn good. Snowman, great Christmas special. Bells of St. John, Name of the Doctor, Night of the Doctor, Death. Yeah, these are some of the all-time best Doctor Who. The only thing that Time of the Doctor, the only thing that really spoils Deep Breath is it's about 15 minutes too long, right? Is the internet working right? Yeah, it looks like it's working okay. It's about 15 minutes too long, which and they made it like an hour long. It like just cut out that 15 minutes. It would have been way better. In the Dalek, I liked a lot. I think you're establishing Capaldi's Doctor in an interesting manner. Listen is not very rewatchable. It's a solid spooky script though, right? Well, yeah, we're saying is he the greatest new era modern era Who, right? I think so. Time Heist I thought was excellent. Time Heist is always good for a rewatch. It's one of the best things that first season. Caretaker. Now, Darkwater, Death in Heaven, that's a good script, right? That's genuinely a good script. Why that didn't work is beyond me. I've watched that many times and go, why isn't this good? You know, this Cybermen like climbing out of graves, right? I like, why isn't it good? But it didn't gel. I think maybe the Brigadier Cyberman, the Danny Pink shit. I don't know. And I kind of like Danny Pink. I think the Danny Pink arc was a bit trying. Last Christmas I watched a couple of days ago. Excellent. Magician Princess, which is familiar. Again, way up there. It's really, 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 really great. So Girl Died, Zygon Inversion. That's like kind of like it was the showrunner rewriting it. Heaven Sent, Hell Bent. I think that's the weakest of his two-parters, frankly. Now, Heaven Sent was stunning when you first watched it. Totally unrewatchable, right? Husband's River Song. Again, you're getting into the this isn't like the greatest Doctor of all time. It's not terrible. And Return of Doctor Mysterio directed very badly, right? Pilot, another great strip. Extremists and Pyramid at the End of the World. Fantastic. I mean, I don't know why people didn't like the Monks. All right. World Enough of Time and Doctor Falls. That should have been his last story. It was fantastic as well. I wish there was more different side men involved, but other than that, a really stunning, great script, as was Twice Upon a Time. and now you got Boom and Joy to the World. Okay, well there you go. And I think what drags those down is the modern era. Frankly, like there's not much you can do with queer Doctor Who, right? Unfortunately. So anyway, so yes. The deep thoughts of Stephen Moffat. What does the modern era's greatest writer? Okay, we've established he is doing the age of woke with a queer Doctor Who. James Bond. What's the delay? I think it's exactly what I thought it to be. Disney rolls some queer representation. Yeah, they're stripping it out. Their latest Pixar TV show bullshit. And they finally realize that we don't want to talk to our kids about why some people like to put butt plugs up their ass, right? We're not into having that conversation. Anyway, so keeping this theme going, this is tonight's thumbnail here. Here's the raw art to it. But Billy, you're doing us proud, darling. You're doing us proud, right? Very good. Now, back on Christmas Eve. And on Christmas Eve, we're going to be talking about all the war games. So I thought, how about this for a fun little model for our thumbnail? Bit of Zoe action, right? Zoe looking very good. Bit Wendy Pabry action. That works right. Then on Christmas Day, I'm still working on this one. We'll have Millie Gibson. She's going to face the other direction. And in the background of the TV, there's going to be the Doctor Who special on, right? And she'll be saying, "I would rather watch Bully." Dun, 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 dun. I love a bit of Bullseye. Give out the black and in the red. Nothing in this game of two of them. Is there a Bullseye ad trailer yet? Let's have a look. Bullseye trailer. Bullseye 2024. Let's have a look. Do we have a trailer? Oh, is this it? Yes. Second, we have the teaser trailer. I love it, bully. Here we go. One second. Let's have a look at this trailer. Video farm. Where'd it go? Right.
Back, join me, Luke Littler and Bully this December for some serious horrors. You can't beat a bit of Bully.
You can't beat a bit of Bully. Yeah, and the one they got on Christmas Day against Doctor Who is a rerun. It's first airing tonight. Right? That's sad. Is there a longer trailer? I mean, they got the music right. That's good. Let's have a look, see what else they have. That was a teaser trailer 2. Bullseye. There's okay. Let's see what this one is. I mean, I take it Jim Bowen's Brown Bread, right? That's where I assume they can't bring him back. Yeah. One second. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, there's no sound in it. I always used to love how crap the prizes were. The prizes were on Bullseye, right? Bullseye Christmas Special 1984. I got to try and find that. Oh, love me a bit of Bully. Okay, I'm going to look it up on YouTube. Bullseye. I can't believe there's a Bullseye Christmas Special from 1984. Oh my God, there's a bunch of them. 1988, 80. Let's have a look at this one. Is this really Bullseye Celebrity Special from this was on Christmas Day in 1988. Holy crap. Can I download this? Here it comes. Special titles for it and everything.
It's Bully's Christmas treat. And here's your host, Jim Bowen.
Oh, it wouldn't be Jim Bowen. I like that he's in a tux. Who's that? Cilla Black? 1 second. Oh, this is hilarious.
Ladies and gentlemen, your hostess for the show, Miss Marty Kane.
Marty Kane? These women who used to work in like the working men's clubs and doing things, they are tough as nails, right? That's what I kind of really liked about that. The last thing Rusty Davis did that I liked was Nolly, right? About a year before Doctor Who, right? And the woman who like drove Crossroads, which was legitimately awful. But the tough as nails, right? Oh.
Been evil before, not so that it shows, you know.
No, that's right.
Yes.
I mean, it does look like, you know, this is what you get. Who was that? Michael Aspel? These all look like famous people. Oh, Derek Bristow, and that's the bloke from Bob Holness. Bloody hell! This is one of the greatest Christmas specials of all time. Holy crap! How could I forgot this? Who's that? Liz Dennis. Who is it?
Nice to see you, Jockey. Thanks very much indeed.
Smashing, Jockey. Now just step on your mark. There's a good lad. Smashing, great, super. Now then, on the hockey. Smashing, super. Great, smashing, super.
Okay, that the Americans are going, what the fuck am I? What's going on? This is British culture, baby. Okay, this is what it's really like. You think we're all sitting around having cups of tea, being intellectual and talking a little strayed from the yard? No, we're all watching a bit of fucking Bully. I love a bit of Bully. Anyway, I told you I was tired. Fine, let's get to the chat. Oh, I got Janet Reeves getting her ass handed to her by a pensioner. Oh no, we'll do it on Christmas Eve. It's too good. We'll save that. So, Minnie Tom, I believe we've addressed your spurious point. Spurious and incorrect point. Darren M is how you doing, Darren M? Rocking a new avatar on both Rumble and YouTube. Petey Richards, how you doing, Peter Rich? Got an accent. I would say it's been political, but usually within good storytelling rather than obnoxious bashing in the face of messaging. Or maybe we are just aware and sensitized to it. No, it's shit now, okay? It is absolute shit. Darren's working on a model kit. I love model kits. Oh, I've had time. I would make more. They show Sydney Sweeney is the next Bond girl. You're probably right. Look, the best thing about No Time to Die was Anna de Armas, like by far, right? By far. Like the Dr. Swan, who who stole one's heart, was just crap. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, although I'm more interested in seeing her doing the Edgar Wright Barbarella. I think that's going to be very good, right? Where we go? Define a 1/1000 years to fight with lighting. Oh, yes, I love the white hair. Let's have a look at that picture of what that is. That's again, I love the Defiant 1,000 Defiant with lighting. Let's see if I can find an image of it. Oh, yeah, I would exclusively do the 360. Was it the 360 scale? That like the huge scale? Is that 1/1000? Oh, here you go. Yeah, I'll look at it over here. So yeah, the Defiant. Is that the 1/1000 scale? I think so. Hang on. She cried. No, I've lost my. There we go. In my images. Yeah, I love doing these things, right? But I think you've probably got and you can get all this like cool stuff now. These like lighting kits and like Aztec. What's it called again? Masks, so you can like do the shading right. It's just fantastic. I love the Defiant. I love Deep Space Nine. Deep Space is still, I think, one of my favorite Star Treks ever. Although I do like Picard season 3. I think this really is one of my favorite Star Treks ever. Lonnie, is how you doing, Lonnie? Thank you for doing this. Season's greetings, my good man. Matthew Cabaret. Sorry, I thought I was going to Corbett. No, Matthew Cabaret. I'm not saying your name incorrectly. I do apologize. Doctor Who's been woke since 2001, or the new Doctor Who started. I'm not sure. I don't think it was any more woke in 2001 than it was in like 73. And this is my yes. It was certainly more progressive than it was in 2001 73, but it was in line with the general sensibilities of the population, right? Most people didn't have a problem in 2001 with, you know, a black and a white girl dating, and they would think anybody who did have a problem with it would be weird. Most people in 2001 didn't have a problem with, gay people, right? And if anybody did, it was kind of weird, right? So in 73, it's just the same for that society. Doctor Who reflected the society, I think, and I think it did that in 2001. Then we got to, like, I would say 2014, 2015, and there's this a desire to not reflect society, but to hold up a different image of society, to convince society to be more like that different image, right? And it really didn't work at all. That's what being woke is, right? But Matthew Garrett only wants to class stuff. No, I totally hear it. I totally hear you, mate. I do totally hear you. It's like, they've left a bad taste in their mouth of the new stuff. Jonathan Cox is here. How you doing, Jonathan Cox? Peter Rich says, it's not just prejudice with me. I just hate being right most of the time. I always say it's a massive... Steve's camera is being mirrored as it reads, yo, yo, yo. Oh, no, it doesn't. On my one, it doesn't. Hang on. Let's have a look. My one is oi, oi, oi. What's it say in real life? Hang on. Now I'm confused. No, in real life it says oi, oi. Okay? Oi, oi, oi. That's really weird. Well, that's coming out. Hey, let me look on the YouTubes. Okay, well, now you got me. No. On the YouTubes of my one, it says oi, oi, oi too. Okay, fine. So that is strange. TARDIS writing would be backwards. Well, maybe the TARDIS is translating for you. You didn't think of that. Catherine Fee is here doing Catherine Fee. Thank you for joining us. What else we got here? If it wasn't for Liz Gigo, Alex Kingston's career would have taken longer to take off. Why Phil Segal? She wasn't in the TV movie. Really? I mean, like, I don't know the connection between Philip Segal. We're talking about the producer of the TV movie. Was she in Sequest? I don't know. Tzvi Lebetkin, you missed. What the WF happened to the Daleks to cause them to set up a parliament? I like the bits where they go into, like, Dalek society, because, like, you really only see them wandering around going, exterminate! You know, like, I think there must be times when, every society has to have things. Like, I liked it, during that Star Trek episode where somebody was killed working with the Doctor, and it turned out to be like this Ferengi scientist or a Klingon scientist. You go, how do you get Klingon scientists? Right? Aren't Klingons all like, give me my bat'leth? Right? No, you have to have all different kinds of things. So I kind of like the Parliament of the Daleks. And when you get to stuff like that, and you don't really know what it is or what faction it is, but I kind of liked it. I'm just glad they turned old Rossi into a cyborg. Thank God for that, right? I'm of an opinion. I love Dr. Widow. I think it's a fine story, right? It's generally quite nice. It's a bit too saccharine for me, right? But it is a Christmas story, so I don't know. It's not like there's a lot worse things to like, But bottom plugs may make your climax 10 times better. Really? Well, you know what? It's one of those things. I don't know. See now, okay. This is a true story, right? This is the gayest moment of my life ever. I've told this story before, so if you're a long-time watcher, you'll know. I'm telling the truth, right? I was once watching a documentary about prostitutes, right? That just blows my mind. It always does, right? I remember when we went to Amsterdam, I told my wife, I said, we got to go for a walk around the red light districts. I got to see it, right? It just blows my mind completely. The question was, what do your clients, what do your customers like the most, right? Is there a service you do And there was a bunch of different talking head prostitutes talking about, what is it you do? And they all said the same thing, which was some kind of anal play, like putting a finger up your customer's ass as you're fucking them, or like something like that, right? And they said, and it made them come in a way. So it just seems like, it's very intense. I don't know. It's like autoerotic asphyxiation. I don't want to do it. I'm sure the payoff will be good. I don't want to do it. I like my butt is an outie, mate, right? It's totally an outie. Where's the bloody caravan? I don't know what that means. Dude, the red shirt is Dr. Alex. What? Which red shirt is Dr. Alex? Dr. Alex, now I'm just confused. I'm just confused. I'm very confused. Okay, I don't know. The Klingons are now from an alternate reality. I didn't mind the Klingons at all, right? The Klingons, I like the first 10 episodes of Discovery. I thought the Klingons was a very clever reinvention of them in the same way that the Klingons of Star Trek 1 and then Star Trek 2, or was it Star Trek 3, were a clever reinvention of them. I thought it was fine. Didn't bother me in the slightest, right? Not at all. So Peter says he bought a 350 scale. He built the Enterprise and the MS Bounty. Oh, how much? So you saw it in Star Trek 3. So it's about the size of the saucer and a half, I would say. Right? I mean, when you saw them facing each other in Star Trek 3, there's no one here. It's just the bridge talking to itself. Get out! Get up! Okay, fine. We'll find that clip. Okay, we'll find the clip because it's too good not to watch. Where do I keep my Star Trek stuff? It's it'll be, I think, over here. Doink. Doink. Let's try the sci-fi folder. I think the Star Trek folder. Yeah, it's Star Trek. Is it in a playable? Search for Spock. There's one bit of Chris Lloyd screaming, "Get out!" It's okay. The Enterprise is already blown up, hasn't it? They're on the planet. Yeah. Oh no, he's still on the Enterprise. So where is it? Oh, spoiler alert! They blow up the Enterprise in this one. He was great. Oh wow, this is one of the greatest bits of acting. Yeah, let's have a quick look at this, because this is one of the greatest bits of acting that William Shatner has ever done on Star Trek. Well, okay, so they just killed, was it Merrick, whatever his name is, his son.
David?
Admiral, David is dead.
Now, in the comic, you just had him shouting, "You Klingon bastard, you killed my son!" So obviously it was just going for the script. This is how Shatner reinterpreted it. I wonder who thought of that, like trying to sit down and missing the chair. It's such an honest bit of acting, isn't it? I mean, like we always give Shatner a bit of shit for his acting. I know. I think he's done a fine job.
Klingon bastard, you killed my son. Oh. Klingon bastard, you've killed my son.
This was Nimoy directing it, wasn't it? Wouldn't you love to see that Doctor Who movie I was going to do in the 90s? You Klingon bastard. Yeah, what's it? Oh no, we're not there. This is they're hiding.
But the bridge seems to be run by computer. It is the only thing speaking.
Speaking? Let me hear.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Get out!
3,
Get out of there! Get out!
1.
Now, I don't know about you. When I watched this in the cinema, right, I was like, with this. No, so this was. So I'm like, okay, it's only the saucer, it's only that bit. It'll be fine. They can fix it. They can totally fix it. That's where I was right then. I was about half size of saucer. They can fix it. They can totally fix it. That's really where I was at this point. No big deal. Oh, they'll put that back together, no problem. Oh, that's a bit tricky. Well, I guess, you know, you can get new sorts of things. Oh! Holy crap! Well, you know, most of it's okay. They'll put a new saucer on it, and it's all going to be fine. The Enterprise is going to be 100% fine. No. Holy fuck, it's done! And that's really where I was in Leicester Square watching it. My God, Bones, what have I done? Okay, I can't. I can just turn this into Star Trek 3 stream in a second. It's so good. My God, Bones, what have I done? What you always do, Jim. Take death and turn it into a working chance for life. Anyway, I digress. So I'm glad, yeah, I like those 350 kits is what I'm trying to say there, PD. Happy Bramer, says Matthew Powder. Happy Bramer to you. Jordan Main, hello, with a happy rainbow and a happy Hanukkah. I got him to check. I don't know, check what, but okay. Derailments have a work twin ball, yes. What was it you got me to check? I know. Well done. You are you look. It doesn't take much to derail me, right? It's it's all I can say. How do you get your killing on lawyers? Exactly. There must be more going on. The internet looks a bit dodgy. Let's see what route I'm on. Sure. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe we're bombing Syria again. I don't know. I think the Doctor Who adventure at Kensington Olympia, long story short, Paradigm Daleks and the new Imperial Daleks have another civil war. Was that the Doctor Who and the Monsters? What was the Doctor Who adventure? I've got to look that up. It sounds vaguely familiar. Doctor Who adventure at Kensington Olympia. I tell you, I do miss living in London for things like that. What was this? This was from 2011. Well, no wonder I can't bloody remember. Warning Dark. Yeah, Doctor Who, a fully interactive themed exhibit. Oh yeah, Doctor Who Experience. I think I went to that. I did go to that. Oh yeah, you're right. There is a Dalek Civil War. I remember that you get the Dalek spaceship and you're in it, and it's really cool. I do remember that. Yeah, that was excellent. I actually flew into London for that. Called Gutler Special. Yes, watching strippers and sex workers talk about work. I find it fascinating, right? Genuinely fascinating. Pretty much that's the scale. Give me Genesis. Yeah, that was written by Leonard McCoy. I love the look at D. Willie. Yeah, you're absolutely right on Bones. And that, you can talk shit about J.J. Abrams as much as you like. How they explained McCoy's nickname. She took everything but the bones, right? I thought he was great as well. Just Red. That was Filthy Clements. Powder. Fine. Okay, my hope to finish early tonight is growing leaps and bounds. Everyone said, let's find the first thing we want to get. Yes. No, that's not it. Oh, this is it. I wish I could just pull this up at the beginning of the show. So the very first comment was Mini Tom, right? Mini Tom saying the show's been liberal since 1963. Some of us disagree, like Stephen Moffat, mate. Let me show you. Au contraire, mon capitaine. Stephen Moffat. The Doctor isn't woke. He's a classic liberal. Exactly. There's a big fucking difference between being a classic liberal and being a woke fuck. There's a huge bloody difference, right? I would say it's a golf that you probably can't What's the word? Straddle. Commander Crunch. We're now talking about Star Trek 3 again. Commander Crunch out on Santa's Santa in late 80s demanding a Sega Genesis. Give me Genesis! That is so. Well, I think it's fair enough, right? I think that's fair enough. I just saw another Star Trek 3. What was it? They used the same code when they blew up the Enterprise from Let This Be My Last Battlefield. Yes, I know. And it was actually, again, I love all that stuff. I do love all that stuff. Anyway, Stephen Moffat, he's got a new episode of Doctor Who coming out this week. So he's become the new face of Doctor. I think Russell Davis is just kind of scared to do it. And Russell Davis has just sucked at everything. And I think Russell's plan is whatever he gets is going to be insane. He'll just be as queer can be, because like he knows there's no saving it, right? He knows there's no saving it. So he might as well make the queerest queer Doctor Who ever. Pity, really. I mean, like, yeah, it's a shame that he's doing that. Anyway, so this was in the Times a couple of days ago. Stephen Moffat, the Doctor, is a woke. He's a classic liberal Doctor Who showrunner with reputation for grumpiness, is back with a Christmas special full of optimistic nonsense. Now, the buzz for this is it's a really good Christmas special, right? The downside is it's starring Ncuti Gatwa, who is okay. I don't say a gay rapist vibe from him, but more like, let's say you're passed out at a party, he will give you a blowjob, but he thinks you're doing you a favor, right? That's the kind of vibe I get from Shooter's Doctor, right? That he's perfectly able to sexually satisfy you whether you want it or not, right? That is the vibe, and that's not really the vibe I want from Doctor Who. I want the vibe that, oh, you're going to save us from, a tyranny and evil, not that you're going to give us a swift handy and smile. That really is it. That's the vibe I get from him. Maybe that's how he deals with whatever Nicola Coughlan's heartbreak is. Like, what, that she can't get a guy. Shooter's like, listen. I can either, you can either have me, right, or you can have, the fat chick here. I'll go for the fat chick, baby, right? I'll go for the fat chick. So that'll be fine. That'll be good. Actually, the chicks a bit detracts from the fatness for me. It really does. Oh, deep insight into the dark brain of the rabbi there. There was slightly unfair snickering among hacks at the press screening of this year's Christmas special. Oh, I wonder why. It's called Joy to World. It's written by former showrunner Stephen Moffat. The man with Heron for well, slight grumpiness. I know he's got that reputation. I don't really see it in his work, right? And I think, like, it doesn't strike as being that grumpy. Like, Russell Davis is always very vivacious, but like, I like Stephen Moffat, quite frankly. I think on my face he says with an ungrumpy smile from the office in his home in West London. He shares with the wife, the TV producer Sue Virtue. I think I have a grumpy-looking face. Well, it's a cross you have to bear, mate. I'm not pessimistic, and I write a lot of optimistic nonsense. Well, he does. I agree with you. He certainly has for his latest special, which he was delighted to be asked to guest write by his friend for the present and former showrunner Rusty Davis, who was too busy. I mean, I'm glad he did pass it on because it was too busy, but like, what's he too busy doing? Fucking up. I mean, like, thus far, every creative decision I've seen him make has been an absolute dud. Right? A genuine, absolute dud. I don't know what to tell you. And like, for 8 episodes, and like, oh God, the gay fanfic, which was Rogue. It's just like, it's fine if they do fanfic or gay fanfic. It's bad if that's the actual show, right? I don't know what to tell you, but I am glad that Moffat's writing this. And I don't know. I like, how will he do? The buzz from the kind of universal buzz is it's a lot of fun. And yeah, that's certainly what the trailer looked like. He was delighted to ask me guess right, Rossi Days, blah blah blah. Imagine a time hotel where Gatwa's doctor and the guest star Nicola Coughlan on Bridget and Dairy Girls fame is the titular joy. Opens the doors into famous new worlds from history. I do like in hotels you do have a weird door that opens nowhere, right? There's always locked. So okay. Open doors of fabulous new worlds in history. I won't spoil anything, but it's a riot and eats up the extra cash that the show has under its co-production deal with Disney as rapacious as one frightening CGI creation tries to gobble up the Time Lord. We're talking about the dinosaur. Again, it looks very good, right? Big problem you have is shooting fucking Gatwa. Gatwa is in the 2035 series, so you might think he had every chance of surviving. Well, one can only hope. But they already filmed it, so yeah, I think you probably will. While Moffat killed off his two doctors, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, and Christopher Central, it doesn't count as regeneration as dying. In any case, he notes with a smile that it was Davis who killed Kylie Minogue at Christmas in a 2007 special featuring the interstellar RMS Titanic. Okay, I mean, look, people do generally die, in the Christmas specials. I mean, like, look, what's her name? Was it Kathy Jenkins, the singer from Christmas Carol? Yeah, and Michael Gambon. I don't think the idea behind the Christmas story is all sweetness and light and lovely. It should have an element of joy, but it also should be scary and should be sad. Yeah, and they do kind of like nail that. I don't mean to be modern, but there's always an element of loss about Christmas, and there will always be one empty chair where everyone gets together, but there's the head count isn't. Oh, geez, that's a bit morose, mate. I know. It's an extraordinary emotional day, and in our culture, which is being solidly destroyed by the people running the country. Oh, man, did you see the Christmas tree in Trafalgar Square? It's just sad. I tell you, Sadiq Khan is just an evil cunt. Right? Evil cunt. How do you make the inherent the inherent hatred of British culture, which is so endemic right now in the British Muslim society, and there's just a lot of it there, right? It's stemming from their hatred of Jews. How do you make that worse? Make it woke as well. And then you get Sadiq Khan. I don't think I did empty chair anymore. And that's our culture, what we do. We only have one day where we do all that. I always sort of think of it as a week liminal series, Christmas and New Year. And it's an extraordinary thing we do. The air right now is churning out planes flying home and railway lines all being doing terrible jobs, clattering. Everyone goes back to people they love, and they hunker down for a week, and they get ready for the new year. I love all that. Yeah, I kind of miss that. I really wish I was taking a week off. That'd be great. Christmas is certainly fun at Shane Moffat, where he and Sue Virtue insist on Christmas stockings are hung up. I agree with you. Despite the playfully exasperated process of their sons, Lewis and Doss, who are now in their 20s. It's fine. You can still do it. A carrot and a half-eaten mince pies are left out for Santa and the... That's the way you're supposed to do Christmas. Yes. It's supposed to be fun like that. Grumpy, the very thought. There was a time in the 2010 where the Paisley-born son of a teacher who was running Sherlock and Doctor Who could be a little testy. Well, he had two of the biggest dramas on. They were the two biggest dramas on TV at the time, with most ardent and critical fan bases. Yeah, that is true, actually. Christmas Day was one of where he admits he looked online. He looked at online reactions and were a little too much before quitting Doctor Who show in 2017. Oh, mate. I tell you now, I will always be nicer to non-woke showrunners trying to do their best than I was previously. At last screening, he advised one of the executives to avoid making his mistake. Look, the underlying problem is shooting Gatwa. I hate to be the one to tell you. Well, I quite enjoy it, actually, now I think about it. The current people who make up the show are always getting a kicking, and the old ones turn out to be great. Well, no, I still think that Chris Schimmel is a talentless hack who shouldn't be allowed to write a grocery list, let alone an episode of fucking Doctor Who. I mean, I don't know. It's just shocking how bad he was. And someone who don't talk about me fondly, but the further you recede into the... Well, here's the thing. Once we saw what came after you, I reevaluated your era, and boy, do I like you a lot more now. Right? And again, it's worth remembering people hated Deadly Assassin when it came out. Right? Man, I'm really enjoying Invasion of Time, by the way. I'm just finished episode 4, I think. I'm sure there are people out there who don't talk about me fondly. I do, but certainly the further you recede in the unearthing the past as a problem solved and put away, the fonder people are of you. They keep expecting that to happen with Jodie Whittaker. It's not okay. I can't imagine them ever bringing anybody new into the Jodie Whittaker fold. As a fan himself, he understands the passion, which only intensifies by being in charge. What was it about the show that got him into his bones as a child? Oh, good question. It's a slightly different way of putting that question is, why didn't I grow out of it like everybody else? Well, that's a fair place. Or at least grow into a different relationship. When I was growing up, it's about everyone in class was watching Doctor Who. It was an exceptional thing. But then when I moved on to other things, it clearly was, and clearly at the age of 63, I have failed. He continues to be drawn to the extraordinary orders of the show with a density of terrific ideas. Yes, that's true. That can set little heads aflame and that outmatches anything. But that's what it's being Doctor Who, not being Queer Hour, right? He reels off a list and adds, what makes madness occur here in the West London? When somebody says put the word Sonic in front of the word screwdriver, what other show would cast a strange Hulk-like, brooding, slightly villainous-looking creature like Tom Baker as a children's hero, and go for it to become wonderful? I said, why give him the scarf? Why? It doesn't make a lick of sense. But oh my god, that was a good idea. It was an accident, actually, as we all know. Tom Baker and his jelly babies remind us of how British this all is. Although it is made by Disney by competing for eyeballs in the streaming marketplace and failing dismally, sadly. He could have had everything, Russell. But you wanted to have a queer show, and so you end up with nothing. I mean, that's really the tragedy. Next year's series will be the second and final one covered by the Megabucks deal that's made the CGI look even more spectacular at the time of writing. It has not been renewed, will it? I've got no idea. Well, I've got a pretty good idea. No. I don't think anyone has an idea. Well, that's actually probably the truest statement, right? I don't think anybody has an idea what's going on with it, right? I think Disney probably does, right? What's that? Sonic got banned from stepping foot in America again in a month's time. That'd be funny. What else? The muzzle fund and the regressors are working together at the moment, even though I can't say any of those words. Chibnall is a lazy cunt. Yes, I agree. See, I can't say the muzzy word, right? But I can say cunt without a problem. He just get his PA to write it, and he goes off to watch TV. I just why didn't he get Paul Cornell to write his stuff? I don't know. Anyway, so it's going to be renewed. I don't know. I don't think anybody has to know. There's a lot of fuss being made about this, but I gently point that shows are not commissioned before they go out. Obviously, Russell obviously has had his first 2 commissioned at the same time, but it's absolutely normal to wait until the show goes out, see if it comes back yet. No, excuse me. They announce renewal. If it's something that's successful, they announce renewal. They crow about it straight away, right? No, you're lying. I'm sorry that it's not been renewed. That season 3 isn't scheduled to start filming in 3 months means it's cancelled. But it's absolutely normal to wait until the show comes out and see there's something unusual about that. How are they going to spin it when Disney says fuck off? I don't know. Even if Disney pulls out, or there is a lot of sexual innuendo in that statement. Even when Disney pulls out, fond of using the rhythm method. See, I could never do that. I have no rhythm. Even if Disney pulls out, I'm not saying it will. He still thinks the show will be fine. That's probably true, and can continue under the auspices of the BBC. I agree. Again, look at the Time of the Angel we just looked at earlier in the stream. Yeah, I totally agree. I wonder what he thinks that people will say. People will say it's become too woke and socially conscious, culminating, for instance, in a Davis episode where a transgender character, and which seems to make the claim that the universe is non-binary. Yes, I hated that. Right? Does the show have an agenda to make the world a better kind of place? And is that a problem? It's not a better kind of place. I'm sorry. When you're excluding 46% of your population to thrill a maximum of 3%, and it's probably 0.3%. No, that's not being kind. That's not being again. Nobody had a problem with anybody being gay. Nobody had a problem with anybody being trans. What we had a problem is you idiot fucks telling us that this was settled science and it was a normal, good, healthy thing. It's fucking not. Weirdos. I think a lot of fiction works that way. How do people learn to be good except through fiction? Yeah, but it's never been fiction's role, and it's all, and they've always been bound when they've done it to lecture them on what is good and what is to lecture them on like things that most people think the opposite of. Right? Most people believe people with penises are men. Right? That's the reality. Most people believe that. I believe that. Am I wrong? All right, I don't know, but like most people believe that. Yeah, and it's very controversial to try and convince their children that gender and sexuality are fluid, because I think they're very harmful ideas that don't make people happier, right? In fact, that bring with it a lot of misery and destruction. You can, just look at the detransitional stories. So just look up some of those. You can argue that that's what religion is. It's a set of constructed myths that give you an idea or gives you an idea of guilt to work towards. Yeah, I agree with you. Fairy tales, in effect, that tell us what life is always like and what you should be doing about it. And again, women having penises is not what life's always like. That's really the bottom line. Men in a world without stories, how would you know how to be good? Well, again, that's the basic function of the Bible, right? Essentially. A bunch of stories that are morality plays about life. A story without a moral dilemma is pretty much doesn't happen. That's a moral fable. That's a moral fable element to talk to. But I think I can't think of a show where there isn't. Yes, but again, Stephen. I think the vast majority of people, gender and sex are not fluid. By lying to them and telling them that it is and they should give it a go, especially when they're in puberty and they're uncomfortable about their bodies, they may come to make decisions and be, abused by narcissistic, evil adults and have their lives destroyed. Frankly, I think that can happen. Ultimate Russell D. Davis feel like he's being a good progressive person. He's being kind. It's not being kind to encourage 14-year-old girls to have a double mastectomy. Okay, it's not. If you believe it, it's fine. But like most of us don't believe it. So how about this? We just don't stray into that territory at all. Wouldn't that be a good idea? No. I got to lecture you that you're evil if you think of somebody with a penis isn't a girl if they say so. Off. In fact, the moral fable within that is: do you have the fortitude? Do you have the personal moral strength to stand against society and say no, right? Because society is, generally speaking, evil and trying to convince us that up is down and black is white, or the leaders of society. accusations that the show has become too woke, only tell half the story. He has pointed to the 2017 episode called Oxygen, which he wrote for Capaldi, in which the Doctor was denouncing capitalism. Well, he's done that a lot. The same year that Frank Cultural Boys episode called Smile had the Doctor save the world by using capitalism. He says you can only look them up if you agree. I think the wokeness that came in Capaldi's last year, I thought it was 2016 as last year, right? I think the wokeness that came in there, it was inserted by the BBC management because they're all idiot upper class morons, and it's just their religion right now. If you're to harvest the show for things that you don't agree with, so you can feel pleasure irate, help yourself. That's not the point. No, I was never like that before. I genuinely believe this this non-theistic religion where you say men can be women and women can be men, right, is dangerous, it's evil, and it's designed to hurt us as a society. It's designed to hurt our children, right? I really genuinely believe that. I don't think it's kind at all. I think it's evil and narcissistic, right? So it's not like, oh, I'm looking for things I disagree with. No, again, it's as inappropriate as if you had a story revolving around the Doctor visiting the Eucharist, right? Yes, I think it's wrong, right? I think it's wrong. That being said, I wouldn't mind there being like a Christian companion, like Father Stu from 1963, right? I think that would be really interesting. The Intergalactic culture was like the Time War. It's a war absolutely no one notices and is going on, and we don't have the budget to show it anyway. Well, the culture war is going quite well because the woke fucks are losing big time. I point to the November U.S. election as evidence of that. Literally, no one cares about this stuff. Well, that's not literally. No, I think people do care about cultural icons being vandalized to make some kind of ideological point. I think people do care about that quite a lot. Maybe a few fatuous media lovers like me wandering around the tiny bubble with all other pinheads give a shit about this, but check busqueues and restaurants in Britain. Well, here's the thing. They've all turned off. No one watches. You have no cultural weight anymore because nobody watches TV because it's normally woke shit. And most people haven't sat down and go, oh, is this woke because of this? No, they just go, oh, this is shit. Leave me alone. And they moved on. All right. And that's really what happened. Go outside, listen outside. What do you hear people talking about any of this crap? They talk about how awful the government is. Of course they're not. Most of them wouldn't know what the word meant. Well, no. The only people who don't know what the word woke means are woke people. Like, what does woke mean anyway? It's a way of deflecting. It basically means you're a fascist piece of shit that's dressed up as a virtuous person. As a distinction between being asleep and not for goodness sake. Stop it. No one cares. It's amazing how no one cares. Well, the woke people cared when they came and tore down all the institutions of our culture, right? Yeah, no. The times they stopped it was back then. The Doctor is a classic liberal in that sense. He thinks that he should be in charge of somebody should get him tea. Well, I can't disagree with that. Moffat may also be a classic liberal, but he's not. But not being in charge is probably good for his health. He wanted to be missed when he was left. You've been sorely missed, and he would have been heartbroken. The show hadn't succeeded without. It didn't succeed without him. Wait a minute. He would have been heartbroken. The show hadn't succeeded. It didn't succeed without him. Yet they still made it, but it was unsuccessfully. Right? He can watch it and contribute as a fan. He also wrote Boom, an acclaimed episode, the only acclaimed episode from this year, and I personally didn't like it that much. It is, as David Tennant once, definitely the first line in the obituary. No question about that. Yeah, it gives you a big shadow. and I'll always be associated with it. I did it for too many years. Too many people know me from that show. I don't mind that at all. Not one tiny bit. It's lovely for people who look intimidatingly old to tell me that they grew up watching my show. It's absolutely gorgeous. Again, I think Steven's era was gorgeous. No problem with that at all. As to whether or not it will be my last story, it honestly depends on my schedules and whether anyone wants me. Again, we did a thing with Mark Gatiss, or was it yesterday? Saying, well, nobody's asked me to come back. That's why, and he feels he got out of the best time at the 50th anniversary. I think you're probably right, Mark. I think you're probably right. Honestly, depends on what's going to. I try to be at work. I might not always be available. I quite understand. How much longer is this? Oh, we're doing that. Look at that. At some point, Russell will leave again, and I will not be taking over. I can assure you of that. But quite rightly, I hope a whole flood of new people will come in. And sadly, not. Right? I heard that Scott Hancock has just left Bad Wolf. Right? Meaning that it's over. It is. It's totally over. And I think it'll be slightly weird for me to be bobbing around in my late 60s with a bunch of 20-year-olds making it. I think that'll be actually kind of cool. Like, have you as a consultant? I think that'd be very cool. He is working on something he cannot talk about and sounds happy. I tell him, even with the world as we turn to the White House of Donald Trump and the bête noire of previous interviews I have done with him, and someone could probably imagine as a Doctor Who villain, more of a Batman villain, I think. But he even seems sanguine about that. They're done with the Trump hating. I was talking about this at the beginning of the stream. There's this kid called Max Beasley that was on Tim Pool's channel, who's like, a idiot leftist kid. Now, again, the fascinating thing is, he will say things like, and again, we talked about this earlier, that right-wing violence is far more prevalent than left-wing violence. Look, I have these studies from accredited universities, and everybody goes back, but all the political violence we've seen for the last 10 years have been left-wing. The vast majority, right? Some of love riots, 529, there's been a plethora of left-wing violence, right? Whenever they don't get their own way. I mean, you forget 2016, what was this? Screaming and screaming? Yeah, and it's like, no, these are only individual incidences. They don't count. The study says this. I don't trust studies that don't match reality, right? So, it's the thing is this. It's everyone looks for something to confirm their worldview. It's the veracity with what the thing that confirms your worldview that you have to take into account. So if you again you have a several university studies, I don't really trust them. Is there the same university that tell me that men can have babies? Yeah, well, I don't think you're right. You can have the entire authoritarian world tell me that men can have babies, and I still won't believe them. Right? The entire academic world tells me there is no God, and I think they're all wrong. Right? So it doesn't bother me. Right? It doesn't bother me at all. It's an injection, isn't it? Calling people populist. I always worry that because this is a democracy, how the hell else are you going to get voted in? And if over half the country voted for somebody, then people like me who don't like him very much have to sit on their hands for a bit. Well, that's not happening in 2016. People like you screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed. And then, as I recall, people who are very much like you in the who are the civil servants in America, attempted coup after coup, right? They made up the Russian collusion narrative. They did whatever they can. I think if Trump is inaugurated and he isn't killed, which I'll be somewhat surprised that if he is. I mean, I think he's going to be, but it wouldn't shock me, right? I think he's going to go on the attack, and the administrative state, a lot of those people are going to get fired, and I'm very happy about that. So I'm not so in love with my own opinion that I denigrate anybody for not sharing it. Well, again, look, the truth is this. people of a left-wing worldview have had the absolute ball kicking for the last, I would say, 6 months, right? You had Keir Starmer and the Labour government get in, and they've been objectively awful and massive failures all at the same time. Like genuinely awful, and also huge fuck ups, right? Like unbelievable, right? Just unbelievably massive fuck ups. It's quite shocking how much they fucked up in such a small space of time. And then you got Joe Biden on the other side of the aisle, right? On the other side of the pond. What's that? Man, sorry, somebody just said something. You got Joe Biden on the other side of the pond of the Atlantic. And the last 4 years have been utter failure after utter failure after utter failure. And I understand we have all the academic studies say no, the economy's doing great. It's fantastic. Inflation's down. You're doing fantastic. Nobody believes you, right? Because our lives are shittier than they used to be, right? And I think this time round, people are like, maybe I shouldn't scream and scream and scream. Yeah, maybe I should just sit back and we could be, rich and happy again. We can have money again, right? And world peace. Wouldn't that be great? What period of history would you like to live in? The things we live through and the terrors we endure are peanuts compared to the Cold War, the Blitz. How about? Well, no. I think this degeneration of this complete abandonment of public morality is worse than all of that. I really do. How about the many millions of human beings who just died of starvation? Come on, optimistic? Why not? I don't know. How dare I say it? Hopeful for the future. Well, look, I think we all know it's all going to be quite good, quite frankly, right? I think we all know it's going to be quite good. So, yeah, Doctor Who isn't woke, right? He's a classic liberal, which, yes, I agree with completely, right? I do totally 100% agree with. Let's have a quick look at this story, and then I'm going to wrap up. I am just, crawling, right? Crawling. Bond 26, new report suggests Amazon Eon friction at the heart of new film delay. Yeah, I think Amazon says, hey, let's do a black woman James Bond. And Eon's like, well, let's look at the candidates. Look, Amazon is pushing for some woke shit. Why do I know that? Have you seen the Rings of Power? I mean, how much has anybody destroyed an IP like The Lord of the Rings? The James Bond saga remains in limbo, thank God. A new report suggests a disagreement between Barbara Broccoli and Amazon are the holdup. Good. You put your foot down. Get your dig your heels in, darling. There's been a deep-seated suspicion that all has not been well behind the scenes of the James Bond saga. No, it's always very well behind the scenes. Ever since the release of No Time to Die. And I think they massively reshot No Time to Die. Right? I think it ended with a Loretta Lynch gun barrel sequence. Originally. And their brilliant idea was to move on with her as the lead. And it failed, right? It got smacked in the face by one of the many realizations that go woke, go broke. There's ever since there's been no sign of a new script, new director, new James Bond, a new film. It's now 5 years since 007 was physically shooting, and it'll be a brave person put money on if he's going to be going up this time next year. I doubt they're going to get a movie out this time next year. The unknown has been the relationship between Bond overseas, Ian Production, and MGM's new owners, Amazon. So again, and Amazon have just produced shit. Quite frankly, they're very much into woke shit. So Amazon makes too much money, and they're not subject to market forces. Although everybody's in full retreat from woke now since the November election. Amazon purchased MGM as such a stake in 007. Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson retain our creative control. Good. I'm very glad. Broccoli and MGM, thus Amazon, are moving on to a new Chichity Bang Bang move. Fuck yes, do all those things, right? That sounds fantastic. And suggests some isotherm, but the new big investigation on Wall Street is alleging that the relations between broccoli and Amazon are the heart of the ongoing James Bond day. Delay, baby. None of the parties have contributed to this article, but the journal suggests that at least 20 sources have contributed to the piece. Details within suggest that broccoli and good for her, if true, was irked with a meeting by Amazon Studios' Jennifer Salke, who is a fucking moron. Jennifer Salke is a fucking moron. We're going to refer to Bond as content. No, Jennifer Salke is content. Jennifer Salke spent $1 billion on Lord of the Rings and nobody watched it because it was shit. Because it was woke, narcissistic shit. Right? When they had, black hobbits or whatever they were in the Rings of Power, that wasn't to be representative of black people. That was to be representative of the awfuls, the affluent white female liberals, right? The awfuls, to make them feel like they're good people when they're not, right? They also said that Amazon, before it concluded the deal for MGM, had broad plans for James Bond. Would Amazon produce a James Bond TV show for Prime service? What about Moneypenny spin-off? I think all that was a good idea. Or a TV spin-off centered around a female Bond. That's a terrible idea. To which Barkley has said, did you read the contract? Amazon is understandably, to get keen on a new James Bond movie going. But it can't do so without Broccoli's sign-off. The only Bond-related production they're partnered on is a game show, 007 The Road to a Million, for which the second season is on the way. The first season was greenlit before the Amazon and MGM deal closed. Amazon has seemingly made efforts to break the impasse as things stand. Chitty Bang appears to be as far as things go. That's actually an interesting idea. That if Chitty Bang Bang is their way to try and create a working relationship with Eon to make Bond, I don't know, just like, I like the idea of there being an expanded Bond universe. I mean, like, I think No Time to Die was a weak movie. I think it would have been much better if they stripped out all the, Madeline Swan and the villain stuff, right? And made it its own, like, mini-series or mini-movie or special for Amazon Prime. And that's make the movie shorter and more digestible, which it really wasn't, right? Which it really was. I really like the who was it that played Moneypenny in the Daniel Craig era, who shot him in Skyfall, right? Which again, I thought was fantastic, right? I think that she could have carried on. I would like to see that whole, the M Office have their own stuff. I think that's fine. That doesn't bother me, right? But yeah, I tell you, Jennifer Salke can literally fuck anything up because she's a fucking moron, right? She is a fucking moron. Hey, Mr. Stick Boy is here. Hey, damn, Mr. Stick Boy, but I have to go. I'm too tired. I can't even see straight. I'm like, I will be back. I will be back on Tuesday, where we will discuss about this time tomorrow. Coming out is the War Games in color. I'm very looking forward to seeing that. Right, and we will discuss it. How's it going to be? I think it's going to probably be quite good, right? I'm quite optimistic about it, but I'm so often wrong. I am so often wrong. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hit the end broadcast button and get hit again as a good